watching your thoughts more than trying to really push them away. It's just creating some space around them so that you can notice them. And then bring your awareness back into your breath. A lot of meditation is about, focusing on the breath. Sometimes I don't like to. If I focus on my breath, it kind of, I don't know, sometimes it makes me uncomfortable for some, like it kind of, I don't know, it makes me feel weird. But it doesn't have to be the sensation of breath like through the lungs or the body. It could be through the nose or, it could be anything else. I usually sometimes focus on my breath, but more than that, I just think spatially a lot. So I think like about my center line, and when my thoughts happen like over here, I can just kind of like just come back into center. And those thoughts might exist over here and they might float away. But it's always for me about like, just like in the body coming into the center. In my mind, it's about coming into the center, that balanced place that's just kind of like empty and in my mind and just like peaceful. 1 second at a time and then the thoughts come back. 1 second at a time and the thoughts come back. But it's just noticing that, and then that time span can get a little bit bigger. There's like more of a bubble around it, so a little cushion. But so we might try that for our breath today if you want to, or you can, do whatever comes up for you. But we'll just take a few breaths to start. Coming into our meditation. One more deep breath. We'll just bring the hands together to the heart, starting our practice of movement. Release the hands and just some cat-cows. I think my mind usually, it just starts thinking, I just start having conversations, thinking about what I'm going to say, what I'm saying, it's like a lot of my own inner dialogue is just keep going with the cat-cows. Getting some stretch in the back, some space opening. All right, upright, roll your shoulders. You can roll them forward and back, one at a time, kind of like that swimming motion. A little more movement in your shoulders. You might scrunch them up to the neck and let them go. More time. Hi, Tracy. Good morning. Up to the ears and let it go. It's like it creates more space even. Roll the shoulders again a few more times and we'll just take the arms up. Ooh, I love stretching. Interlace the fingers and press up. Exhale, let it go. Hands down to your sides. Press into the fingers. Roll your arm bones back. Draw your navel in, your ribs in. Relax your knees and your hips. So we're just here grounding through the fingers, giving anchor for the arm bones to roll back. So your the eye of the elbow, the like open space of the elbow, is rolling forward and upwards. Good. Just let that go. That's just a little upper back strength. Walk your hands forward to forward fold. And we'll be in a forward fold for a few breaths here. Big breath maybe. Exhales to relax into it. If you like to draw your spine back, really giving some cat-cow kind of feelings into the back. Big, heavy exhales. Good. Bring your hands back behind you, press down and lift up. So we're creating more space, rolling the arm bones away. The difference between just drawing the arm back, the shoulder back, and rotating the arm bone away. Okay, let that go. Let's move our wrists. Any way that feels good, where you like. Stretching out your fingers, circles. If you'd like to change your leg position, go for it. And continue cat-cows. Come upright and roll your shoulders. Maybe you can bring your hands kind of like to the chest here and just really actively feel them, the hands spreading away from midline towards the shoulders. So I'm trying to avoid a back bend, keeping my navel in and up, my ribs in. But you'll notice it wants to kind of lift your heart up and back bend. I'd say like just not super exaggerated, but let it be this open space naturally. It's gonna back bend naturally. Good, let that go. Reach your arms up. Interlace the fingers and press up. Open up, arms back a little bit. Gentle release that out, push side to side, hold side to side. Arm bones secured back. Shoulder blades in place, kind of drawing them towards each other a bit. Fingers together under the wrists, reach towards yourself. And maybe a little in and out movement through your hands, rolling them forward and back. Good, soften your hands down. Anchor the arm bones back. Rotate them away from each other. Ribs in, chin down. So we're just giving some anchor through the hands to make some space for the neck to relax. You can draw your chin towards one side of the chest. Avoid tensing your jaw or your eyebrows. Other side, move your head. Release that out. Take your hands across to the opposite leg and lean back anywhere along the leg that you can hold. Breathe into the back body. Change which arm is on top. And come upright. Take your legs forward. Just very gentle movement for the knees. Kind of shaking them out a little bit. I'm personally not pushing my knee all the way to the ground. I'm keeping them a little bit off of the ground, just so that I avoid accidentally, like, you know, hyperextending my knee or anything like that. Taking care of our tendons. Take your hands like circles, so the fingers and the thumb make circles, and we'll just do gentle down the legs, outside, front, maybe inside if you roll your feet out. Just kind of, if the circles, you like that, or if you want to just do it like knocking. And take it all the way down the legs if that feels good. In the outer hips. For the outer hips, I use kind of the like wrist area of my palm. And I could do this for about 100 years. It feels so good. All right, let it go. Come on into your tabletop and we'll keep on moving. Through your table, your cat-cows, let it be your own flowing movement with your breath. Maybe it's slower, maybe it's faster. Maybe you get this kind of sense of rocking forward or back. Let's just tuck each toe under. We're not sitting back. We're coming up to a kneeling position. So the toes are tucked and we're kneeling. Take your hands to your low back and big movements and big circles. Warm it up. If you wanted to do those circles with the hands, again, you could do that here too. And then just let your hands come to the low back, spread them out, like as if you were gonna do camel. I don't intend to do camel, but arm bows back, elbows back. So we're just shining through and stretching from elbow all the way like a big U shape across the other elbow. Think about this opening space. Shoulder blades towards each other. Good. Let that go. Let's come up into down dog. Pedal out your feet in down dog. Arrive in your pose. Stretch it out. And we'll be here for about 5 breaths, so do what feels good. Two more breaths. Good. Gentle, lower your knees back down and try to do it slowly. So like secure your arms through the shoulders, really power up your shoulders, and then gentle, bring the knees down. We're gonna slide back a little bit and slide forward towards knee plank. You might have to adjust your hand position for that. Knee plank. Slide the hips back. Forward and back. You can have your toes tucked or not. Just sliding forward and back through the heart, through the pelvis. Imagining this like line This thread drawing you from your heart forward and from your sacrum back. Lots of detail within the shoulders as they stretch back a bit, as they become stronger to draw you forward and lowered all the way down. Cobra pose. Exhale, lower that down and push up to down dog. Downward facing dog. So to come forward, I want to take little steps at a time. Lift up your right leg. You might rotate it if it feels good. Not a huge rotation, just kind of like, feel it out. And bring the toes down a little bit closer to you. So I'm just like bringing my foot a couple of inches in front of the other one and lift up the left foot. Rotate it, do it feels good, stretch it out. Bring that foot down a little bit closer to you. Right leg up. A little bit closer to you, bring the toes down. And this one will probably be the last one we can realistically do. Lift this one up. And bring it into place. So now we can just step the rest of the way forward. Halfway lift. Fold it out, bend your knees. Relax your head. Maybe there's some length to find through the back of the neck. Rise up. Want to open out the arms or bring them through the heart. We're going to come into mountain. In mountain, roll your arms in and roll your arms out. Start with just the arms. So the shoulders are moving. Feel into the outer shoulder blade when your palms are open forward like mountain pose. And as you're doing this, you might start to make it bigger, like bending the knees, kind of making it more like a cat-cow, extending the knees, letting the torso get involved, more of that open shape, forward and back. Good. Let's turn into mountain. Reach your arms up and exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, long spine, nice. Shoulders like lifting back, just use your upper back here a lot. Exhale, lower your hands down, step into plank pose. Then hold your plank. Knees can be up or down. Regulate your breath. You can use that same idea of returning into midline through your body and through your breath, through your mind, where your thoughts go. You got it. Hips in line, so the knees, hips, heart, and head, one line. Lower all the way down and take some cobra poses. Lift up your heart, lower it down. Keep going with that. Breathe. Anchor your toes. The tops of the feet press down. Strong legs. Elbows back, hug them back. I'm just adjusting my camera here, but I'm still here. Good, good. Nice. Push into your downward facing dog. Good. You might bend the knees a little bit in down dog to make more space for your shoulders, so that you can lift up through your hips maybe a little bit more. Depending on shoulders, you know. Take your right leg and lift it all the way up. 3-leg dog. If you want to rotate it a bit, bend that knee, scorpion dog. Lengthen it back out. Level out your hips, bend the knee and bring your foot forward. Land it down. Crescent lunge, rise up. Sink in. Strong back leg. Arms up. Relax the tops of the shoulders if you can. Great, lower your hands down. Step back into plank pose. Maybe it's full plank. Maybe it's knee plank. Lower all the way down, cobra pose. So the tops of the feet are on the ground. The toes are pressing down. Pinky toes pressing down. Elbows back. Lots of space across the chest. Push to down dog. Exhale it back to down dog. Left leg up. Again, this side, if you want to bend that knee open, rotate the hip open, level out your shoulders. Avoid twisting your standing knee. Lengthen your leg, level it out, step your foot forward. And come up crescent. Ooh, that's a long crescent lunge. Just gonna adjust my foot forward a little bit. Arms up. Here we are. Good. Step forward this time. Come down into chair. Press your palms together. Activate your quads, lifting up the knees. Low back. Avoid kind of crunching your low back. Think about lifting up your low belly instead and making some space even as you're sinking down and back. All right, reach up to the sky, lengthen. Bring the hands back into the heart. Step your right foot back. Crescent lunge, step it back. So we have some faith, some trust in our body that the foot will land, and then we adjust into place. Over time, muscle memory will bring you right into place, maybe. Sometimes I just fall over. Step forward into chair. Lift up, lengthen the body, maybe this little tiny back bend through the upper back. Hands back down to the heart. Step your other foot back, left foot back. Toes, ball mount, there it is. The back heel is lifting right up. Step forward, down into chair, forward and back. Reach up, inhale, exhale, hands to the heart, step back, other foot, right foot back. So very intentional, hands at the heart, and then reach them up. A breath. Step forward. You could go through this fast or slow. We're gonna do it like, let's do 2 more times, both sides. We got this. Reach up. Hands back down. Step back. Arms up. Step forward into chair. Up to the sky. Right foot back. You're moving in your way at your pace. Forward. I'm doing one more time on the left side. Lift up. And back. Good. Step forward, and this time we can forward fold. Bend the knees. Relax. Sometimes I like a little extra space in my forward fold, so I set my feet a little wider. If you'd like to bring your hand to the opposite elbow, maybe sway a little bit. Good. Rise up. We'll just come into mountain pose if you want to reach up first. Little quad stretch, standing quad stretch. Go to a wall if it helps you. If you were in a place that there was room, you could maybe have something like a chair that had a tall side to it nearby, like in front of you, so that it would be accessible. And we're all in different kind of spaces here, so you can try opening the knee, bringing the knee down, kind of like work it open and down and see what changes, what you feel, where you feel it. If you need more feeling, bring your foot closer, hug it closer towards your glutes. And if even more feeling was necessary, you could kick your foot into your hand to make pressure. If it's possible, before you put your foot down, bring your leg forward. Knee bent, move your ankle. Good. Change sides. So, playing with this feeling of bringing the leg in and out. And where you feel what you feel. Because it's possible that there's a part of my leg that really likes to stretch in a certain place that feels really good, that yours might feel different, most likely. If it's available, before you bring your foot down, bring your knee forward. Move your ankle. Good work. Awesome, awesome. All right, stand at the front of your mat and come back to forward fold. Take your right foot and we're taking it all the way back, back, back. Bring the knee down. Lift your arms up. Here we are. Anjaneyasana, this big stretch. Knee over the heel. I've been working on making my back foot straight back. This right hip, I've been interested in this right hip where my foot tends to want to come in. So my hip is like rotating out a little bit more than level. So I'm working on that adjustment and it really changes the way my hip feels in a very positive way. So just like be a little mindful, notice what little adjustments you might like, explore. Just lower the hands down, lengthen out that front leg, point the toes up, and we're just stretching here. If you'd like to walk your hands forward towards your front foot, relax your heart, Breathe into those hamstrings. Bring your weight forward. Lift up your back knee and come into your first twist. Twist your heart towards your front knee. Notice what you feel here, where you feel it. Keep that front knee engaging in. Lower your hand down and just a little bit of walking your front foot out. So my hands are underneath my shoulders now. My front foot is walking out. Little heel toe, keep the knee and the foot aligned. My foot's off of my mat now, just at the side of the mat. The back leg is strong. You might have that knee down to support yourself. Just a little bit of hip opening. Bring it back in, heel toe your foot in. Little crawling foot. Take your back foot. So I'm like lengthening out my front knee a little bit to change my back foot. Hop it into warrior one. Come on up. The left knee is forward. The back leg is strong. Then we're going to just take little eagle arms across. So bring your right arm on the bottom, left arm's on top. Doesn't have to be a huge stretch. Keep strong through your legs. Keep strong through your core. Unravel your arms and come to fly. You might take your back foot forward first or come right into flying. Land into your mountain. Inhale, lift up your arms. Exhale, forward fold. Again, if swaying feels good, if you want to hug the backs of the legs, whatever feels good. A little halfway lift. Take the right foot or the left foot all the way back. Other side, left foot. Knee down, sweep your arms up. And we're just here breathing. Maybe you lift up a little higher. Good. Lower the hands, lengthen out your leg. Draw your weight forward, lift up your back knee, and we're coming to twist. You don't have to have your back knee up. You could have it down for more support if you like. It might feel different throughout your body, you can notice. Front knee draws towards you, towards midline. Nice and strong. Exhale, lower your hand down, walk your front foot out a bit. Heel toe, heel toe. Level shoulders, level pelvis, strong back leg. Front leg is opening. Knee and toes are aligned. Good, walk it back in. Oof. I lengthen my front leg out a little bit, which feels really good to me. And then I'm hopping my back foot into warrior one. Rise up. Arms up. Now we're taking the left arm on the bottom. Left arm on the bottom. Is that right? Unravel the arms and come to fly. And into mountain. We're gonna do a little windmill, the arms side to side. Turn my sheet down. Now this is something interesting. It may not be true in your experience. I don't know. We only know our own. And the more we get to know our own, the more we can hold wonder and compassion for each other and every other. My experience of lunging poses like warrior one. Keep doing what you're doing, I'm just chatting. Has more stability in my legs if my arms are up. If my arms are in some sort of bind like eagle, I lose stability through my legs. So it helps me to power up a little bit more through my legs, finding more of that inner strength through midline. I don't know if that's true for you. Good. Let's just come back to the front, back into mountain. Beautiful pose. So strong, connected to the earth, connected to the sky, connected to our humanity. Gorgeous. Let's take a big step out wide onto the mat. Level out the feet, parallel. Lift up your kneecaps without pushing your knees too far back. The hip creases roll back away from you as you forward fold. Front hip points in, low belly in, draw in to draw you down. When you get there, stretch out side to side. You can walk your hands out to one side and out to the other, back and forth. Bend your knees and come up. Open out to your warrior two. Just open out to either direction. So with your strong warrior two arms first. Get into your place, find your adjustments, find your position. Take your top arm, your front arm, rotate the hand up, reach up. Back hand slides across the back into the hip crease. Bend your top elbow, push your hand into the back, and maybe you bend your bottom elbow if touching fingers is available. Don't compromise your neck. Don't compromise your alignment. It's okay if your hands don't touch. Release the hands, lengthen out that leg into triangle. Bend your knee, come up, rotate the foot, and we'll just right into our forward fold. Bend one knee at a time, lengthen out your leg as deeply as what feels good to you. Thinking about the inner leg more than the bent knee. Come up, rotate the other way. Warrior two. So you might notice your stability here. And take the arms into position, front arm up, back hand back. I like to get the back hand into place before I bend my top elbow, and then maybe the bottom elbow. Now notice how your stability feels, if it feels different, if there's any adjustments to make. Release the arms out into triangle. Come back up, bend that knee. Use your core strength to lift you up. Sometimes I use my hands to my sides to kind of help me feel myself lifting up from within. Fold out. Do what feels good here. If it is more side to side movement, if it's walking the hands forward, hips back. Or walking the hands underneath you. Excellent. Okay. Good. Now, whichever foot is in front, we're doing that walk around. So we might be in different positions, right? So I'm walking my hands and slowly moving my feet into place, making sure my toes and my knees of both legs stay in alignment. I'm not twisting anything into some uncomfortable position. Ooh. Until I'm back in this long lunge at the front of my mat. Front knee is over the heel, back leg is strong. Come into your lizard pose. So we started lizard pose before when we walk our front foot out. I'm gonna do it on this side. Front foot out, heel toe. You might have your back knee down. You might be on your hands, down to your forearms. Whatever feels good. Awesome. Gently heel toe that foot back in and step your foot back into three-leg dog. So you can take it up and back, anything that feels good. Change sides. So we're just lifting the other leg up to bring it forward. Bring it into place, into your lizard pose. So some yoga have the front knee kind of just dropping open. And my training is not to do that. My training is to, even though it's open, to have it strong and in place. I forget what it is, but there's something about the knee doing that, we just want to take care of our knees. Take your leg, you can heel toe it back in, lift your leg up, do what feels good. And then it's time to come down into child's pose. One more big breath. Make your way up into your seat. We'll come into butterfly position. We'll scooch forward. Into your fold. Come up. Peace finger, so pointer and middle finger around your big toe. Hand out to the side. Take your leg up. And just very slow, gentle, rotate it until you can kick forward. Now you might not have that hold. It might be at your ankle, anywhere along the leg. Open out your foot. I have the pillow to support my tailbone, keeping me more upright. This hand is out to the side to support. And now take and switch hands. Same foot, different hand to bring it across midline. Notice what your foot wants to do. If it wants to roll the big toe towards you, the pinky out, and just keep it level across the body. Ooh. Soft expression, soft eyes. For me, that's like IT band, kind of back of the knee area. We'll just bring that one back into place. You're gonna come back into your butterfly forward fold. Here we are on the other side. Come up, peace finger your toe, bring it forward. The arm is strong, drawing back into the shoulder. You might even have a little bend in that elbow to make the biceps fire up and keep your arm coming in. Open it out. Good. Bring it across. Switching hands. Good. It's interesting, this leg, I can't straighten my leg all the way. Interesting. Good, let it go. Other side. Forward fold. Butterfly fold. Take your right leg out to 45 degrees, your foot in, lift up, and fold over your leg. My low back loves to stretch so much. Slide up. Take the back of the hand down the leg, up and over, side stretch. Push your hand into your leg to rise back up. Change sides. Walk your hands back up. Change into side stretch. Press your hand into your leg and come back up. Let's take a seated twist before we come down. So take your foot in with the knee bent. So we're doing this twist with the bottom knee forward and the other foot up and over. You can play with hugging this knee in a bit towards your shoulder. And then come into your twist. Twist towards the bottom foot. So you want to use your elbow around the knee or to the outside. Open palm. Where are you grounded? Where are you lifting? How is your low back? Where are you twisting? And we'll just unravel and do it on the other side. So you can lean back a little, let your legs go. Other side. The back hand supports your spine, staying up if you want to draw your knee in a few times. Notice where your eyes wander. Can you have a soft eye gaze? Notice how your neck feels. And then come out. That's it. Lay down. Sometimes I scan to see if there's anything else that is trying to come up. Go ahead and lay down on your back and massage your back. Rock your, hug your knees, rock side to side. We're going to do figure four. So take your right leg and lift it up. Kick the sky. Flex your foot. A strong leg. Cross the ankle above the other knee. You might like hugging the knee in. You might like kicking that leg up. Make it more of like an actual four shape. And try to soften your upper body. So allow everything to allow the focus to be in the hip, in the back of that leg, settling in the back of your heart. We'll just come on out just like you went in, foot down, lift it up, kick the sky and change. Come out and come into happy baby. Your happy baby. We'll be there for about 5 breaths or so, doing what feels good for you. So let's come into a twist. If you want to do a twist that you know you like, otherwise try taking your hips over to the right about 1 inch or 2. Take your left leg and extend it onto your mat so it's leg pushing strong on your mat. And then take your knee across the body. So it's a twist with one leg extended out and the other knee bent across. Things to add on, you could try extending out that top leg. So like you're kicking, I like to either hold onto my foot or somewhere along the leg. I actually can't reach my foot. Another thing, you could try bending that bottom leg and reaching down to try to grab for your foot to make it a quad stretch. Slowly come out from that one. Change direction so the hips move over to the left. Right leg extends out onto the mat and the left knee comes across. Come out and returning to happy baby. Bear pose with the arms and legs up. Become heavy in your limbs, heavy in the joints. Option to stay here. Option to come into a plow pose, shoulder stand, where you would take your hands to the low back, spread them out, and kind of like hike your hips up, the legs up, until you're pressing into the upper arm bones. Some folks take their legs up and over the head into plow. Whatever you're doing, gently come out. Bring the feet down and rock your knees side to side. Just easy, gentle. If you want to come into another twist, one that might be more relaxed and just heavy, or if there's something else that you'd like to do right now, as we're settling into Shavasana soon. Anything else? I love a last twist. So good. Change sides if you are. Your time coming into your Shavasana.